In today's video, we will be making everything that you see here, so the windmill and improving on the farming system that we've got going around our little starter house, as well as making a bit of a better miner's hut and some like aesthetical decorational changes, but also some functional stuff in the little boat ports and also all of the farms. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick overview at the start of this video so you know what to expect by the end, because obviously it's a bit of a process to get through building all this stuff. But if you like what you see, then please do consider liking and subscribing for more. But for now, let's jump straight into today's video. Today, I'd like to make a start on making some farms, and specifically I'd like to get a wheat farm, a sugarcane farm, and also a cow farm. So that's going to be useful obviously for food, and that's obviously very useful in hardcore mode, but also it'll be a nice little build project around this house here. So what I've gone ahead and done is flattened a lot of this island, as you can see here, and I also flattened this island over here, and I think we're also going to use this one over here because I'm not sure that we'll have enough space. I do want to go pretty big with this, but what I'm thinking is let's just put our armor back on real quick, but long term what we could do is have this as like a nice farming island with all of our farms over on these three islands, and then we could bridge across to say this island over in that direction, just over there, or we could go across like this way over to there into the plains and maybe make a bit of like a castle or fort-like structure. So I thought that'd be a pretty cool idea. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is reshape these islands a little bit because they're not like, they're kind of weird shaped. This one here has got a weird bit going out there, and this one here is a bit odd as well. The bees remain, by the way. I didn't take those down. We'll keep them over there, and I'll also go ahead and do some flattening over on this island as well. So I'm going to go and just do a lot of terraforming basically, and then we'll come back and start building this farm together. This took a lot longer than I expected to do. To level all this out and turn it all to grass, or a lot of it's dirt that's turning to grass. There's little areas here. Yeah, it really took a long time, but I have to say it is looking awesome now, isn't it? I love how flat it looks. Unfortunately, the bees seem to have left. The beehive is still there, but I think the bees flew away. So yeah, we lost them. But we have got this huge area now that I'm going to turn into a nice farming area. Now, what I'm thinking is we've got this structure here, obviously, as our house. This at the moment is the mine shaft area and also the skeleton XP farm. So I think we want to build like a little farming type hut around this. Over on this island here, I think would be a great location for a windmill. And then other than that, just get lots of farming areas down for obviously all the wheat and sugarcane and a few other things as well. And I'm thinking we could build maybe, you know, some scarecrows, maybe a tractor, maybe some walls and stuff like that, and light the whole thing up. And then it should look pretty cool and also be very functional. So obviously that's what I'm going to be working on now. I'll give you guys little updates along the way when interesting things happen. And look at that. There's even a fox on the edge of the farm. It's feeling quite realistic. Little foxes trying to get onto the farm. So yeah, let's see how this goes, do some building together, and hopefully get a good looking farm by the end of this. So when doing a build project like this, sometimes it's a little hard to know exactly when to do updates along the way, just depending on obviously what you guys want to see and stuff. So let me know down in the comments if you want to see like more building or more frequent updates, and you know, I'll try and tailor this to what you guys seem to want. But a few things to note. So we flattened a lot of land. I've been using this as path, but I have to say this looks awful because it's just straight. My thinking was that over there we might do like a bridge or something eventually over to there and get something going on. But what I think I'll do is curve this path and put it going over this way, and then we can go to the island over there, right? And maybe have a bit of a diagonal bridge or something. Yeah, still remains to be seen, but I just don't like this. It's too straight. However, this is not the bit that I'm happy with. The bit over here is looking a lot better. So basically, going to be having like quite a big wheat farm here. I want lots of wheat because I love having hay bales for decoration, and obviously as well it's something to feed the cows with, or just feed us with bread, and can be traded with villagers for emeralds. So it's really useful. This is my scarecrow. So that's the design I'm going to be going for. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep them all the exact same colored clothes or whether we'll do some different ones, but I thought he's looking pretty good there in the field, kind of like that. Obviously the cow pen behind as well. It's going to take some time to develop that, but it's looking okay so far. So what I thought over on this island over here is we could maybe have a bit of like a carrot and pumpkin patch thing going on potentially. Wow, okay, my voice just went really weird. What I was saying is on this island here, I think we could have a bit of a maybe different crops. So maybe like carrots and potatoes, that's the word I was looking for, pumpkins and melons and things like that. Yeah, that might be good. We've got the wheat, the sugarcane farm going over here, as you can see. Now, I'm not sure what to do with this. I think it looks okay. The fact that it's not all symmetrical and stuff is looking good. But I'm not sure about it. You know, it looks all right. it probably could look better. So I might play around with a few different things with that. I'm not sure yet. I made this hut over here. So this is our mining hut. So let's just have a look inside first, then I'll explain. So basically down there is the water drop down to our current mine, and that's down where the skeleton spawner is as well. And then up here, this is how it is looking from the outside. Now this was meant to be quite basic, right? So it's not meant to be anything amazing or whatever, partly because I don't want it to detract from this build here, right? So this is just meant to be like a little hut build, and also it's just to cover a hole that I go down to do mining, so it doesn't need to be great. So lots of stuff left to do, as you can see, and I still want to build the windmill, and I'll probably do some building of that on camera. So initially I earmarked this island over here to do the windmill on, but as you can see, I just turned it all into sugarcane. So what I'm thinking is we could have it over here, probably on this side of this island, right? Like about where I'm stood now would be a good place for that windmill. That way it's not like, I don't want it to be perfectly level with this build because it will look too symmetrical. So yeah, just little updates along the way, guys. As I say, let me know if you like these updates, if you want more of them or fewer of them. I'd love to get feedback in the comments. For now, I'm just going to keep doing some work and give you more updates, of course, on the way. So one nice thing about the hay bales and the scarecrows and things is it also allows me to hide some water. So what I've been doing is, like here, for example, the water will get us so far, but then we're going to need to have a block down here with some water in it, so about there. And I can just put a slab in there to, you know, waterlog that slab, but the water is technically still there, and then we can hoe all this land around it. Then I can just go ahead and place down the scarecrow or the hay bales, whatever it is I'm doing. We'll do a little scarecrow here. I don't have the armor for him, but there you go. You can just do it like that. And of course, then we can do the same thing here with hay bales. So like if I need another block over here somewhere, I can just stick down some hay bales in like random like allocations like this. And let's say under this one right here, we want to place down a water block. So we can go and grab that. And then it just like decorates the area and it looks natural, but also supplies a lot of extra water for the crops. So I just thought I'd mention this because that is how I'm able to get water to all the areas that you're going to be seeing over here. And also a good little idea that you can use in your worlds as well. Last episode, we of course built the AFK skeleton farm, and having been AFK here for a little while, I've been able to get myself quite a few levels, as you guys can see. So that's really cool because I can go and enchant up all my diamond gear and some tools and things like that. But I've also managed to get myself a ton of bones. Now I just cleared out just about a chest worth, I think, of bones I've got upstairs at the moment. So we're just picking up the last few here. But the reason this is good is because of all the bone meal it's going to give us, which is going to be something I can use on my farm to make it like grow quicker, obviously, get the crops and stuff, and also make it look decorated a bit quicker. So that's pretty useful. So what I'm going to do now, let's see what enchantments we can get. And the other thing I did, I'll show you, I got myself a mending villager, so that's pretty useful too. Okay, so first up, I'm going to get myself a silk touch pick, and let's see, we got unbreaking on it as well. Now I know this is almost out of durability, but I'm going to combine it with this one, so that'll be pretty useful. Next, I'm going to get this, the efficiency 4 book, because that'll definitely have some uses later on. Okay, feather falling 4, I definitely want this. It's like the second thing I checked, but definitely going to get that because it's just way too useful. Like especially in hardcore mode, you know, that could definitely save our life. So pretty useful, pretty happy with that one. I'm going to go ahead and put unbreaking on an axe. Oh, we got efficiency as well. Okay, I was really hoping we got that. We did. I feel like I'm getting pretty lucky with enchantments actually. We can get blast protection 4 on these leggings, and I think that's actually a pretty decent idea. Unbreaking 3 as well. That's pretty good. Obviously that can help us against like creeper explosions and things, so definitely worth doing. Next, we're getting ourselves a nice infinity bow here, so let's go ahead and do that. And okay, just infinity on that, but that's not too bad. So with all that done, I've got nearly fully enchanted armor. Just my t-shirt here is lacking a little bit of shine, but the rest of it is pretty good stuff there. Respiration, a bit of blast protection, and feather falling. All very useful stuff. Try to keep myself alive. And then obviously got some good tools and stuff here. And as I mentioned, I got mending on a couple things, right? Because we do have a mending villager, but he's a bit expensive at the moment. In like a future episode, I'll probably get like a mending thing done where we get it down to like the one, emerald for each one, so we can do like some villager trades and stuff. But right now, that's where we're at. So I'm going to carry on with the farming stuff out here. You see, it is coming along. Just needs like a bit of planting and stuff, and that's where the bone meal is going to really help us. And where is my bone meal chest? Let me find that. So as you can see, all this farm over here is actually grown naturally, which is really cool, and plenty more space to plant. And we're going to sort out that monstrosity over there as well. But over here, these are all the bones that I have right now. So that's loads of bone meal. And I'm just noticing as I'm talking, looks like, okay, the villagers have got in with the fox, and they're stuck in the boat, so I might need to go sort that out as well. Okay, I'm going to try moving the boat to here, because I seem to be able to get him up onto that block pretty well, but then he just runs across the island and doesn't go towards the boat. So let's try this again. Yep, this way, dude. Yes, we did it. Oh my goodness, we actually did it. Okay, let's get in the boat. Ooh, okay, so we can take him over to his friend, and we have 2 foxes. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do with them from here, and I don't know how I'm going to get this guy out and move to another place. We'll have to test that out. But technically, we have now trapped 2 foxes. So sort of the first part done. So yeah, we'll see what we do from here. So another nice benefit of having all these bones is we can get ourselves a friend. So, blimey, he took a lot of bones, that one, but there we go. We now have best friends forever. We have a dog. So I'll try and get a second one, and then we'll have like a guy and a girl. If you want to suggest names for these down in the comments, please do. So one guy and one girl's name, and also you can suggest the color as well if you like, and then in the next episode I'll pick out a couple of people's names that I kind of liked. So the next thing I'd like to do is make up the windmill, and as I said, I earmarked this location right here for it, and I'm thinking we want it to face like this way, so that from this angle over here everything will look pretty good, hopefully. So I just kind of like need to throw down some blocks. I'm not exactly sure how this is going to go. Actually, that's already probably the wrong spot. Probably put that one there, then have like maybe 3 in between, like 1, 2, 3 and that. And then the door will go like here, like this. And then, so basically I'm just kind of doing this a little randomly. So I think maybe we'll do like 2 of these in between, and then we'll start the next one and do that like the whole way around. Oh, if I place this in the right place. So this is just basically getting like the little shape going here for the bottom floor and seeing if we have enough space, which looks like I might need to get some grass over here to do this. So 1, 2, 3, and then like this. Over here I've got like all my build materials, and I'm thinking that the inside bit here, this can be cobblestone here. So like 1, 2, 3 there, and then that's technically in the wrong spot, but I'll figure this out in a sec. So 1, 2, and then this will be wood here. So this is just where I need to add a bit of grass to get this a little bit higher and just kind of shape the island a little bit and stuff. And I'm trying to use like mostly oak and a bit of spruce, and I think that's probably the way to go, maybe, possibly. The thing is, when I build stuff, I generally change it like 100 times while I'm going. But you can see here, this is the rough like size of this thing. I think that'll be pretty good. So we need to like build that up a bit and then build like 2 smaller layers on top, I think, probably. So like a 3 layer, almost like a wedding cake, right? Big layer at the bottom, slightly smaller, and slightly smaller, and then put obviously the big windmill bit on. So yeah, that's the general plan. I'll give little updates as we're doing this build along the way. I'm just building this as I go, but I have to say so far, I actually do think it looks okay. Obviously, this is just going to be the base, and like I say, 2 more levels up above. And the idea is to use mostly oak and spruce wood. I think, want 2 different types of wood so it looks a little bit different and stuff. But then, didn't want to do anything too contrasting. So hopefully this looks all right. We're going to keep building up. I just want to give you guys little updates along the way. I think for the next level, I'll do some like similar sort of design, just a smaller one, like in the middle, and just keep doing that as we go up. Now, I will say that this is far from being fully decorated, and this right here is just a little way for me to get up to do the building, so don't worry, that's not going to live there. But the level 2 is now kind of done like structurally, and so now we need to do the level 3. Now, level 3 I think needs to be a lot taller. I think it needs to be quite big, quite a big thing, so that when we put the crosses on, right, the actual windmill part of it, it's not going to be getting in the way of this stuff below. So I think it looks okay. It's pretty basic, pretty simple, but I don't know, it's kind of cool. Love to know what you guys think though. Let me know down in the comments. Maybe wait till it's finished. Give me half a chance to make it look better. But again, just do these little updates for you as we start building more and more of this build. So the wedding cake is really taking shape. As you can see, the windmill, it is getting there. I think it's definitely like tall enough now, and it looks okay. Obviously, what really makes a windmill look like a windmill is when you put on, well, first of all, the decoration, but obviously the blades, right? Those blade things, which, as I said, they will go around this side. So that's yeah, it should be a good view from here, hopefully, when all this is done. So yeah, just another little quick update to show you what I've been doing. I have to say, doing this in hardcore mode is a bit scary. I've been trying to be smart. Like, I built my little ladder up here, and I'm right next to the water, so if I fall, then I've got more of a chance. I have my feather falling boots, obviously, from before, and they came just in time, actually, for this build project. Because when you're actually, let me go up here. I'll show you the view. Alrighty, here is the view, and I have to say, I love it. I love this view of the house and stuff. I actually think what I might do is look to put a trap door somewhere in here, like in the middle of this roof, maybe, with a ladder going up. So I've started work on the interior here, just very briefly. Oh my goodness, I nearly fell. You see what I mean? Scary times, guys. But yeah, I think I'd like to have access to this roof, because as we build up our base and stuff, this is gonna be a great place that we can come up to, like, once it's safe and not like it is right now, and have a look around at our island and just what's going on around here. So it's pretty cool. But as you can see, we are very high up, and if I fall, it is definitely a scary time. So yeah, being a bit careful, but enjoying the build overall. So this is how the pyramid is looking now. I actually feel like pyramids pretty much always end up looking the same way when I build them in Minecraft, but it's not like a bad thing necessarily. I think it's okay. It's reasonably big and stuff, and yeah, it's a windmill. There you go. But obviously it does need still a lot of decoration, so that is the next thing for me to do, is to like decorate this thing and put crops all along the bottom edge here as well, so it'll be surrounded by crops and things. But yeah, I think the scene now with the house there and the pyramid, I should say the windmill there, is looking quite nice for our little farming area. And as you can see from when we were at the top of there before, we've got these little islands here that we have turned into these farming islands, which is nice. And like later on, if we build like a bit of a fortress fortress over there. I'm thinking maybe on the plains. We could have like the fortress, castle bit, and then the farm area. So yeah, it's all coming together quite nicely. And I'll do the decoration and then I'll show you how that looks. You know you've done a serious amount of farming when you're actually putting mending onto your hoe. So my diamond hoe is almost broke. So there we go, getting the mending on there because I still have quite a lot of farming to do. And now I'm going to head down to the skeleton farm and repair this thing. But I had to share that because I don't think I've ever put mending onto a diamond hoe ever in Minecraft. And I've played this game for about 10 years now. Just having a final walkthrough of everything you see here, I have to say I'm really pleased with the end product so far. We're only, what, 2 episodes in, I think, whatever it is, this hardcore series. This is number 3, right? But only 2 where I've done any building. So I'm pretty happy with this as like a starter island. And obviously, as I said before, lots of room to expand around here. Now, I do go off exploring a lot from this island. So I've made these little boat ports around here that you see. Just like pretty like basic, as you can see. But they do the job and I'm pretty happy with them. Okay, these bushes, there's so many of these berry bushes around that I am stinging myself like all the time. But I thought as we've done a lot of buildings today, I'll just do like a final walkthrough so you guys can get a feel for what it's like to actually be walking around in here rather than just looking at it. And it works pretty well functionality wise, like for me to get about and stuff. Basically, like, did I just, no, okay, thought I destroyed my farm, we're all good. Yeah, from here, obviously, as the center point, I've got bridges going off everywhere and everything's, you know, pretty central around this house. So that works quite well. I don't think I'll like live in this house for like the whole series because we'll probably build something else and this will just be then a farming island. But for now, it certainly does the job. And I'm pretty happy with how the windmill turned out as well, which was, I guess, the main thing that we built in today's episode. So again, another one of these boat ports. And let's get a little bit ways away if we go in the boat here and then we'll get a little better view of this. So if we come out to like maybe here, yeah, there we go. I think it looks okay. We'd love to know what you guys think. Let me know down in the comments if you have any suggestions or ideas or feedback or stuff like that. It's always good to hear. But for now, I just want to say thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time. What's the best time to see the dentist? 2:30. When do astronauts eat? At lunchtime. What did one elevator say to the other? I think I'm coming down with something. Why did the Cyclops close his school? Because he only had one pupil. Why do scuba divers fall backwards out of the boat? Because if they fell forwards, they'd still be in the boat.